Yeah, this is Paul. So as you can see here, they reissued the order for temporary protection order on July 22nd. Yeah, I decided to move to a different location. Yes. Now, there was no possible way that I could have responded. As I've gone through the permanent order protection that was issued on July 31st of 2015, you actually have to acknowledge whether or not the respondent was at the court hearing. Yeah. And whether they were given actual notice and opportunity to be heard. Now, these declarations, I'm guessing they're lies. I mean, I don't know how they could be truthful because I wasn't here. I was on Guam. And then on August 12th, motion hearing, Judge Ken Williams reissuing the protection order, or the order for protection, the 1 year. I did see a copy of that. They served me, must have been sometime in October or November, when it was 6 weeks after I had found out, because I looked online to find out what was going on. So that would have been right around October 1st. I'd sent some emails to Mike about, what are you doing? You're issuing a protection order when I can't respond. And as a father, I don't want my sons taken from me when I don't have it available to say anything. So it looks like they went ahead and they issued that 4-year. And they issued it for a year without any actual notice or opportunity to be heard. Now, I have learned since then that when you violate a citizen's right to due process, there was actually no jurisdiction for that to happen. The respondent has to, the Violence Against Women's Act, the right has to be protected to be able to be heard before life, liberty, or property are taken. Then on October 7, 2011, declaration of Heidi Budnick. It was the probation officer on Guam. I spent 10 days in jail for the reason that she could abduct my sons. I'm sure that, I'm guessing that's what it is. It was probably around that time in October. What did it matter? I mean, I was stuck on Guam. I had no passport. I did 7 hours of parenting classes. I didn't commit any crimes. I wasn't abusive. So it seems that maybe they didn't find that out. I don't know. And then on July 31st, 2000, law enforcement worksheet, petition for order of renewal. It's interesting that you see this here. I don't know what this comment entry is from Ken Williams. I would think that anything that has to do with the case of those accused or those involved in a court hearing should be able to read whatever the comment was from the Superior Court judge. I had asked, well, can I read what the comment is? Which I know you can't. And I was like, well, if it has to do with my case and my dissolution of marriage, I would have thought that as the defendant, I wasn't the plaintiff, I hadn't filed for dissolution of marriage, that it would be against the law to have any super top secret comments without the plaintiff or without the defendant knowing what was commented about. Now, on the 24th of May, case information, cover sheet, petition for dissolution, the summons, confidential report, sealed envelope, affidavit, declaration, financial declaration, proposed parenting plan, child support worksheets. I was arrested on the 27th, just 3 days after the filing for the dissolution of marriage where there was no jurisdiction for the arrest because I was not given notice and opportunity to be heard before they issued the permanent protection order. Now, when you petition the court for a dissolution of marriage and then you have me arrested on the 27th of May, and then law enforcement has a law enforcement worksheet on the 31st of May. Petition action. Hang on, and then you petition for a renewal of the protection order a week after having filed for dissolution of marriage. As the respondent and the defendant in the marriage, yes, it seemed to me that this was all premeditated to make me look like a bad parent. Usually, if you're going to arrest somebody for violating a protection order, let's say I was actually a violent person, right? I had called Healthy Families of Clallam County 20 days before the 27th, so that would have been approximately May 7th. Yes, hang on just for a second here. On May 7th, to find out if they had got the documentation from the Attorney General of Guam that I had completed the 7 hours of parenting classes and that we should attempt reconciliation. I was very specific on the phone that I was not trying to contact my wife. They were the case managers for my 5 sons. They were the contact persons that I had actually went in there with my response to the dissolution to Leslie Bond saying, well, here's my response. And since their job as a not-for-profit is to help families stay healthy, it seemed to me that when you go through on May 24th and you petition for dissolution of marriage, then you have me arrested on the 27th for not trying to contact my wife, wanting to see, because Healthy Families of Clallam County had contacted the prosecuting attorney on Guam. Yes. And then you have me arrested on the 27th. It looked to me like there were a whole lot of individuals in cahoots